Hi Anchor, I'm Cherith, and we did it! We made it through Advent, that season of waiting, and we've arrived here at Christmas and beyond. I'm so thankful that we did this together, walking with Pastor Melissa through the 4 Gospels and exploring the story of Jesus from 4 different perspectives. Together we have wondered how our own experiences have shaped our approach to Jesus at Christmas and beyond. We've asked whether we'll step into what God has for us, like Mary and Joseph chose to, or whether we'll walk away from it, like King Herod. We've remembered that even Jesus took time to connect with God so that he stayed focused on his ministry rather than chasing squirrels like my dog Otis. And we've considered trusting Jesus with the chaos around us, knowing that he is not shaken by darkness, uncertainty, and even changing plans. Because light breaks through darkness. God breaks through the darkness and chaos of Genesis 1 in the beginning. God created the heavens and the earth. It was formless and empty. Darkness hovered over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of the Lord was hovering over the waters. And God said, "Let there be light." Out of darkness, God brings light. Out of chaos, God brings order. And that same God, John tells us, does it again with Jesus. Jesus, who is fully God. In the beginning was the Word, John 1:1 tells us, the divine essence of God. The Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. Sound familiar? This Word was hovering over the waters of the darkness in Genesis. And in John 1:14, the Word became flesh and made his dwelling among us. Into our darkness, Jesus brings light. Into our chaos, Jesus brings order, because light breaks through. John tells us that the light came into the darkness, but the darkness has not understood it. And the Bible is full of stories of well-intentioned people who have fully misunderstood Jesus, me included. Because sometimes I lack understanding, and sometimes my humanity just gets in the way and takes over, and I need to be redirected. I need to refocus. And this is why I'm so glad we have the scriptures. This is God's love letter to us. These stories are a reminder to me time and time again that God provides in spite of my misunderstanding, in spite of my stubbornness, and even in spite of my best efforts. And I'm thankful for spiritual practices too. These past 4 weeks, I've invited you to join me in some of them, creating a timeline of where we've seen God in our lives, exploring our day through the prayer of examine, a listening prayer to sense God's lead, and the palms up, palms down prayer to release our plans and to accept what God has for us. Maybe these spiritual disciplines have been helpful for you while navigating this season, and if so, I have good news. They're not just for Advent. These practices and so many others can serve as a way to approach God when a classic "Dear Lord" prayer just might feel hard. So, when we started this trek, the days were short and the darkness lingered, and now, thank you God, the days are getting longer with the promise of more light ahead. But the chaotic world did not end when Jesus entered it. He lived and worked and eventually died among confused and broken people, and so do we. But we also have the hope that comes from knowing the light that came to dwell among us. Emmanuel, God with us, sticks with us always, not just at Christmas. So let's stick close to him too. Let's grow in him. Let's learn from him. And then let's share the light with those around us. Seeing God in our story helps us to understand our place in God's story. And friend, Jesus came to show us what an important place that is. Merry Christmas.